So this has happened to me. So I tell you this expert witness business because it's happened to me firsthand, and just happened to me recently on a $50,000 investment where what my trust was sold was literally air. And it was a long-term relationship, and I shouldn't have trusted the person. So everybody learns, right?
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Pros podcast. I'm Kristen, and I'm here with Jeff Potter, who is the CEO of H&M Investment Advisors. He's a licensed general contractor for over 40 years, a licensed real estate broker for over 40 years, and he is now an expert witness for real estate. I'm so excited to get into this. There's so much to cover. Thanks for being here, Jeff.
Thank you, Kristen. Nice to see you.
So let's talk about how you got into this industry. You've built such an impressive career for yourself. How did it start?
Well, it's an interesting story, and it goes like this. I grew up in Bakersfield. We were farmers. I went to Los Angeles, went to USC, came back Bakersfield, farmed. My girlfriend lived in Newport Beach. I moved to LA. I went to work for a gentleman named Ed Olson that owns Superior Gunite and Red Diamond Constructors. It was the largest gunite contractor in America. I knew nothing about construction. I got a shovel. I got a chalk line. He says, dig this one. When you get done, dig another one. I became his protege, and I was super blessed. He mentored me. And what happened next is he was a pioneer in what's called self-storage now, but it's called mini storage. He asked me one day to go with him when I was about 23 years old. I was tired to get my nose sunburned out in the field, all dusty. He says, you want to go bid on a piece of property? I want to build another mini storage. I said, sure, Ed, but I don't have any money. And he goes, don't worry, I'm going to loan you some money. And I said, well, okay. I went along. He loaned me 25%. He bid. He happened to be the winning bid. It was $400,000 for a site in Commerce, California, to build this self-storage or mini storage. Within a week, Public Storage called Ed and said, hey, Ed, how would you like to sell your position in this contract to buy this site? He goes, maybe. He says, we'll pay $100,000 to go away. Ed saw me later in the day, and he goes, Public Storage wants to buy this site, pay us $100,000 to go away out of the contract. You'll make $25,000. $25,000 when I'm 23 years old, a long time ago. It was a ton of money, and I had zero money in it. Everything was borrowed, and I hadn't even borrowed the money yet. So the addiction started there, and that's what started me. And then I got to build my first self-storage for Ed when I was 23 years old, and I was kind of off and running.
That's amazing. I mean, that'll do it, having a story like that. When you transitioned from, being having a mentor and then kind of doing it yourself, what did that feel like? How did you kind of work out the kinks there?
Well, the mentorship was paramount, and I learned a lot from Ed because I mentor people, and that's how I give back. If you go to my LinkedIn, I've mentored people from being, a lieutenant all the way down to Hispanic women that really didn't speak English. They're trying to get in the real estate business. And I meet a lot of them through Professor Anthony Orlando at Cal State Pomona, where I guest lecture for his classes in real estate and finance. Having mentorship's paramount. I was really lucky. Ed Olson was my mentor, and I'm really grateful for everything he did for me.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Yeah. And when you're looking for that mentorship, I think a lot of people really want that to scale. What do you look for in people to mentor you? How do you have a great partnership?
It's like a bank, Kristen. When you got to put something in to take something out.
Mhm.
And everybody has their own style, but my particular case, I would do anything Ed needed. I would pick him up early in the morning. I'd drive him to meetings. I just wanted to listen. I'd see him with bankers. We'd go to large construction sites. He'd tell me, don't do this, don't do this. Having a mentor that's willing to trust you, it's all about the relationship and the integrity. And you have to prove yourself all the time that you're worthy.
Absolutely. And also know in yourself that you're worthy. Also have the right mindset to know that you can do it.
So my secret, I have a young man, Mohammed Mike, that works for me. And I used to tell Ed, I'll handle it. So I'm mentoring Mohammed, and I said, hey, Mohammed, just say, I'll handle it. And he does. I wasn't the smartest, but I worked like a rented mule, and I showed up on time, and I was dependable as best I could.
Yeah, absolutely. And then so you've kind of gone on and you've made this incredible career for yourself. How have you been able to scale? What are your tips for scaling in a thoughtful way?
You have to have debt, equity, and good financial relationships. Scaling's hard. How I saw Ed scale was a very large line of credit where he would go out and buy self-storages off his line of credit and then refinance them, grow it that way. My formula for my companies and my relationships have been more traditional through debt and equity sources, limited partnerships, joint ventures.
Yeah, absolutely. And how are you going about identifying the best deals? I know that that's a big thing that you also help others do.
The best deals. The deal train comes by every day. You don't know if it's the best deal, it's a good deal, bad deal. You just don't know. You have to look at a lot of them, but I really think it's about a developer, and we're developers and ground up developers mostly. You really have to have relationships with the real estate brokers.
Mhm.
I saw Paul Sablock today in downtown LA. I've known Paul for 40 years. And literally when I see him in the gym, we make a deal and it's a handshake.
Mhm.
Again, it's about integrity. So how do you find the best deals? In my opinion, the best deals are off-market deals.
Mhm.
Going to sellers directly, going to landowners, going to property owners, and looking in a market, but trying to find a property that's not listed by a real estate broker.
Mhm. And you yourself are a broker. When did that come in the process?
I got a 1980, I became a real estate got my license. And having a real estate broker's license is kind of like having an arrow in your quiver. It's part of your toolbox.
Mhm.
And the same with getting a general contractor's license. I had learned how I learned the real estate and development business was with a shovel, getting my nose sunburned, getting sweaty from the ground up. And I think that's been invaluable to me. We built a number of our own projects, but after a while, we realized it was better not to take that risk, that component, and give it to somebody else to handle. And it required less staff. But again, it's good to have this tool.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Absolutely. You're kind of like vertically integrating within your own business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you don't get stuck. If you have a problem with your general contractor, if you have to come in and take over your own project, you're licensed to do it, no problem.
And how do you build out a team around you? What are the best? Because I feel like hiring people is usually the hardest part once you start outsourcing some of the tasks. How do you make sure that the people around you are, aligned?
Great question. In our case, we have long-term relationships. We've used some of the same architects over and over and over again for decades. Same with general contractors, phase one environmental specialists, civil engineers. I really look for a design build program. So we want all four corners of our real estate development and our investment to be handled at one time. I'll usually hire a general contractor to build it for us and bring in all of the MP&E, civil, soils, coordinate them all, get a fee. So there's no busts in the program. That's my best practice for our company.
Yeah. Yeah. Just having people that you trust. And it seems like networking is such a huge part. It's kind of the corner doing. What are some ways that people can go out and meet people?
There's professional organizations, and I highly recommend people join, NAIOP, learn about AIR, the Builders Association. If you're in the home building, there's a lot of building associations. There's a lot of commercial associations. And then through your school, universities, things of that nature. Being a broker is kind of a cornucopia of opportunities because you're always being hit up by, title companies, insurance companies, warranty companies, looking for business. So just put yourself out there and you'll get it back. I wasn't very smart, but I was really ambitious, and that kind of helped me out.
Yeah, and you probably have really good people skills, and I think that you're probably able to read the room and work well with people.
Thank you. That's kind of you.
Yeah. So tell us about, for the past couple years, you've been an expert witness. I think that's so fascinating. What kind of got you into that sector?
I love this business.
Uh-huh.
It's fantastic. By sheer happenstance, like Kristen, everything in life, all of a sudden this opportunity came up. A friend of mine that's an attorney, he's a litigator, came to me and he says, Jeff, you know a lot about real estate. I have this case. I represent this shopping center owner, and they have a tenant that hasn't paid their CAM charges, which is common area maintenance charges, and it's a triple net lease. Can I hire you as an expert witness? It's getting ready to go to trial, and we're at a point we have to designate our expert witness. I said, sure, Sean, I'd love to do it. He engaged me. I read all the documents because you have to, one, be qualified to be an expert witness, education, experience, background, and some other documents you have to provide. And then you have to read all what the case is about, do an analysis about it, write your report, present your findings to my client is the shopping center owner, not the attorney. And I always look for solutions if possible, if they'll let me. And I'll say, hey, here's a way to settle it. And in this particular case, the tenant said that they had signed a lease and their CAM charges were a one-time charge, that they only paid it one time when they signed the lease, not every month. And they owed years and years and years of CAM charges. It was a huge amount. And the lease said that prevailing party would get their legal expenses, and that was a huge amount. So they lost, and my client won.
Wow. I mean, that's so interesting. I feel like there's a lot of time put in to be an expert witness in these kind of things.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
It's really detailed, and it all depends on your presentation. Sometimes you just get a big box of documents and you're told what the scope of work is, what the legal initiatives are. And then we ask them, what's your budget? Can you afford to do this? Are you plaintiff defendant? And some cases go really good. I've had cases where I fired the client in short order because they wanted to do something unethical, and I wasn't willing to do that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you have to have a lot of integrity when you're dealing with these kinds of lawsuits. And it's just so fascinating. I've actually never talked to anyone who is an expert witness like this. When you're helping people, like, what's your process when you go through these complaints and you write down your, best thoughts of everything? What's your process? And just taking
part of it's
experience?
Kristen, part of it's secret agent. I can't share it with you. It's our competitive edge in the marketplace.
Exactly.
But we're real finite about it because we have to support all of our thesis and all of our work and our line items and our billings. Sometimes they're voluminous. I mean, I have a case right now where there's 11,000 pages of documents so far. So that has to be managed either by our team or by the law firm's team. Sometimes there's only a few pages. Sometimes the attorneys say, this is our budget, so we're spending. But my cases seem to be very complicated and protracted, a lot of moving parts, verifying that facts were actually, or actions were completed to what level, and does it support, justify what the suit's about. Very interesting. It's kind of like being Sherlock Holmes. You have to have really good deductive reasoning and kind of snip through them. And what about this? And did this fit this and why? And then, of course, there's a financial component. You have to understand financing. Most of my cases have a construction component as well. So that's an edge for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know, if you're typically seeing a lot of investors in these types of cases, but what are some of the common mistakes you see in these legal cases that can maybe be avoided?
I have seen a lot. I've had several cases in the last year and a half where the investors went in blind with the general partner or the managing principal, and they lost their investment, millions of dollars. And it was two things I noticed over again. The general partner was not authentic, wasn't misrepresented what the investment was about, did not give good bookkeeping and reporting, and there was trickery. So there wasn't the kind of integrity needed. And I think there's a guy named Jeremy Ball. He lives in the South Bay here in SoCal. I think he's like the benchmark, the best practice for. He's got a whole process for checking out general partners before he invests as a limited partner.
Right.
And there's a checklist, and people should get his writings and read them. But you really got to do your homework. What's it about? Make sure that's factual. There's a lot of misrepresentations. And when your money's gone and then the sponsor goes into bankruptcy, you never get your money back. It's terrible. So I tell everybody, be really, really careful. Do a lot of homework, hire third-party consultants.
Right. Ask a lot of questions too, I'm sure.
Ask a lot of questions and go look at it yourself.
Yeah, I'm sure with a lot of these people who are, kind of misrepresenting themselves, a lot of that can probably be unraveled with persistent questions.
So this has happened to me. So I tell you this expert witness business because it's happened to me firsthand, and just happened to me recently on a $50,000 investment. where what my trust was sold was literally air. And it was a long-term relationship, and I shouldn't have trusted the person.
Yeah.
So everybody learns, right?
Mm-hmm. It's hard to avoid that completely. It's very hard to get through your career without one person really, misrepresenting themselves and getting away with it.
Yeah, I had a mentor named Dan Rabinowitz at one time. Dan was an original Trammell Crow partner, and he gave me a whole list of questions, and and I'll tell you, part of them are like, don't stretch to make a deal, sell when opportunity knocks, be candid with everybody. If you don't have a positive advantage, don't compete. Really logical things, really logical parables and colloquialisms that are factual best practices, change before you have to. It's like the industrial market in Southern California. So much industrial was built, markets overbuilt, markets in adjustment. People were buying like cats and dogs from, during COVID. That's kind of subsided. So there's an adjustment in the rental rates, pricing, as well as the cost of land to develop ground up. So things change, and they can change fast.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen a lot of ups and downs in the market being, in the business for over 40 years.
Yeah, let me tell you about one.
Uh-huh.
I bought a business park out of state with a partner. 9/11 happened. Amazing. Market stopped. Didn't slow down. It stopped. And our financing didn't stop, and our debt service didn't stop. Completely blew up our business plan. Had nothing to do with me. It's what I call third-party conditions. And we had to figure out how to scramble through and get out of that and pay the debt off with the bank. That was hard. That's how you get white hair.
Yeah, absolutely. And how did you recover from that?
We had to liquidate. Luckily, we had a loan that was very secure. It was only 50% of cost. So the lender was safe with that, felt comfortable, and they worked with us.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the market is just so unpredictable, and I think a lot of people are they're still a little confused if it's a right time, if it's a wrong time. What are your thoughts on the market? What are the opportunities that you're seeing that you're excited about?
I will share with you that through other entities I control, we're investors in mobile home parks, self-storage, retail, triple net investments, kind of a whole compendium of different asset types. Real estate's local. One side of the street's good, one side of the street's bad. Going home straight side of the street, maybe great to shop on, but the other side isn't. I don't have a crystal ball right now. I feel like the feds have to make some decisions. I don't think lowering interest rates is going to move the commercial market much unless you're a REIT and you've got lines of credit and lower your debt service. We're seeing real problems with some of my investments on cash distributions to the partners as LPs because debt got so expensive on the refinance. They went in at a cap rate that was lower. Cap rates have risen. The debt's cost, cash flows dried up. That's one. The other experience is insurance is through the roof. It's been a real problem on destroying deals, deals that are really hard. I know I backed out of a deal where it was a value-add apartment deal in Houston, Texas. And the sponsors really didn't have the depth, they didn't have the cash in their pockets to carry it. And I told them, if this deal doesn't go well in your renovations and you can't re-tenant it quickly, you're going to have to carry it $10,000 a month a person. I got my $10,000. You have your $10,000, and that happens. So these kinds of issues, it's all about a well-qualified, well-financed sponsor, and then can you go through the vagaries of the marketplaces and the ups and downs and survive? It's a long-term game.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a really good takeaway that you have to be in it for the long haul and you have to be able to adapt to what's going on.
No question you have to adapt to the marketplace, and the marketplace could change on you really quickly. Look, Fannie Mae wants to come out with a 50-year term mortgage. Will that help people affordability index? Absolutely. It's got to get approved, but we'll see what happens. It was just like during the Depression or a long time ago in the 30s when they came out with a 30-year mortgage. So it's to help the affordability index, and housing is super, super expensive, in my opinion. And the income ratio to buying power is just out of control. I don't know how people do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, I mean, in California where you're located.
Yeah, California is very arduous at best.
Yeah. Well, I mean, definitely some optimism there, some good pockets of the market. It seems like you're doing a lot of great adaptive reuse projects.
Well, we have one right now where we intend, my partners are handling this, a shopping center and to rezone it for industrial and distribution. And we'll see if that all happens. It's all about having the right tenants, and are the tenants financeable for the bank?
Uh-huh.
And then once you get your short-term financing and you do your renovation, can you stabilize the rent so you can go back and get a longer, in our case, we'd look for a life insurance, life co and loan, something like that. So yeah, and it's legalized gambling. It's a tough business. It's not for the faint of heart. And a lot of things can go wrong and tenants go broke, and all of a sudden the company says we're going to let 30,000 people go in our company, and things change.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely unpredictable. To kind of wrap all this up, what's a piece of advice that you wish you learned earlier in your career that you can share with us today?
Take less risk,
Uh,
be really careful, and keep your word, do the best you can. Integrity, integrity, integrity.
Amazing. I think that's a great note to end on. We'll tell everyone where to find you and where to find H&M.
PotterExpertWitness.com, and we're on the internet. We're on YouTube, LinkedIn, social media. Thank you for your time, Kristen. This is really great. We enjoyed it. Hope to see you again.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for listening.
Cheers.
Hope you got a lot of great information for your own business, some inspiration as well. And we will see you back next time.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.